Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Zen Project 8 beta launch. I'm Cassiah Jay. I want to welcome all of you who are tuning in for week 7. I'm here tonight with celebrity fitness and nutrition expert and Zen brand ambassador, my good friend, Mark MacDonald. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Cassiah. Hello, Zen Project 8 community. Week 7, Cassiah. It's exciting.
I cannot believe we are already in week 7. What a fun journey this has been. And tonight we've got an incredible show lined up for you guys. Before we get started, I want to go over some housekeeping notes with you. If you are watching from hangouts.zenproject8.com, be sure to leave your questions, comments, and feedback in the sidebar. We always look at your questions. Mark always goes back and answers you guys. So if you have them, leave them in the sidebar at hangouts.zenproject8.com. If you are new, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I would like to invite you to come over to zenproject8.com. This is the website you want to go to get all of the information that you need on the 3 stages of this system. So we've got detox, ignite, and thrive. And then if you scroll down, there are actually 8 steps in getting started. One of the main points that I'd like to point out to you guys would be step number 2, joining our Facebook community. You guys are incredible. We love connecting with you. So I'm just going to tap on this link and open up the group. I want to show you, once you get inside of the group, we have some files here for you. So if you click on files, you will be able to download all of these phases. So there's a workout calendar and there's phases for each, or there's workout calendar and guides for each of the phases. So make sure that you click download and get those downloaded to your browser. You want to make sure that you have those to follow along and make sure you're keeping up with everything you need. Also, let's go back to zenproject8.com. On the top right-hand side, you'll see Hangouts. So if you're joining us and this is your first week, even though we're already in the 7th week, we would love to invite you to go to this website, hangouts.zenproject8.com, and catch those replays. Lots of great information on how to get started in the program. And of course, we've got lots of exciting things coming up for you guys in March. Okay, so we went over the housekeeping notes. We've got lots of exciting things coming up. Mark, I know every week when we start the show, you always have some great motivation, some quotes and stuff to get us started on the right track. So what do you got for us tonight?
Okay, so well, first off, Cassiah, I just want to thank you for everything you're doing. I mean, I don't think I do that enough on this show, and I want everyone to give Cassiah Jay a massive hug for leading this, for opening it up, and just being such a great ambassador from asking the questions and doing these projects with me and all the videos. So thank you, Cassiah.
Well, thank you for having me. I love this. This is just, it's fun. I never feel like I work a day in my life. I'm so passionate about this program. I am passionate about our company and what we do and helping people be healthy, have a body, a business, and a life that they love. So thank you for including me. I love being here.
Always just the beginning. So now, everyone, I want you to ask yourself this. I want you to think back. I posted something before on Friday, and I want you to think about, what do you really want to get? Why did you choose to take on this movement? Why did you choose to detox, ignite, and thrive? You know, we're starting week 7. So as you move into these final 2 weeks, this is when the rubber meets the road. This is your moment to make it happen. But I want you to look beyond the 8 weeks. You're going to rock these next 2 weeks, and we're going to conquer your stress tonight. But I have a quote that I want to share with you, and it's something that I shared, and it's something that really made a difference for me. You know, in my 20s, I chased my body. As a fitness model, as a health expert, I was always looking to be, how can I be the best in my body? And then in my 30s, as I still stayed healthy, I chased my business. I thought, okay, well, that can define me. But you know, I'm 43 now, and my little Hunter just turned 11. Hope just turned 9 months old. And, you know, I get that I'm just living life in the moment. And this is what I want you to realize as you've made the stand for yourself, as you've made this your moment. You always need to remember that your happiness is defined by you, not by your body, not by your business, and not by your accomplishments. So 8 weeks later, you know, 2 weeks from now, you're going to achieve in a powerful aspect. But I want you to always remember that this is just the beginning for you. Your success, you're feeling confident in your body, in your own skin, what the scale shows, how your belt fits, how you look, all of this, your success is defined by you, not what the number on the scale is, not what you think you should be getting. And I promise you this, if you continue moving down that path, you're going to achieve everything you want with your health and truly become the best that you want to be. So focus on living in the moment.
Living on the moment, gosh, that is so important. I'm trying to get better at being more present and being okay with where I am, like so appreciative of where I am, because I think a lot of times we never celebrate those moments, and then we look back and we're like, wow, I used to be like this, or I can't believe that happened and I didn't appreciate it at the time. So gosh, that's a great quote, Mark. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's so important to be present and just appreciate where we are, living in gratitude in the moment, for sure. Okay.
And cherishing the victories as well, Cassiah. So every week, every movement, cherish these victories, because you're winning. Everyone in this community is winning with their body.
Celebrating our accomplishments, so important. Every single right meal, every single workout, always a victory. I love that. Okay, so we've got rapid Q&A, my favorite part of the show. Mark, I know it's your favorite part of the show, and we've got lots of questions this week. So are you ready to get started?
I'm ready. I'm a little nervous. You know, I don't know if it's my favorite part, but it's the most informative part. It's like the pressure to deliver quickly.
No, you always do so well. All right, question number 1. What is coming in March, and how is it even more powerful than what we're doing right now? What can we look forward to?
I'm so glad you asked that. You know, this is the thing. We're getting this question in the group a lot. Remember, this is a beta launch. So this is like bare bones. So as powerful as our community is, as Cassiah showed you the Detox, Ignite, Thrive phases, and you look at these weekly coaching webcasts, this was to help get feedback from you, make adjustments. But what's coming in March is 100 times stronger. We're going to have new program guides. We're going to have new from a new book at Lead. We're going to launch this at Lead in Jeunesse in Las Vegas, but you're going to have new program guides. You're going to have new products that are turbo enhanced, that are even stronger than what you're currently taking in, a new interactive recipe site, full coaching videos that once you start, we get people that are starting their detox every single week in our community. Well, when you start, there's going to be coaching videos from me and Cassiah that are going to lead you every step of the way. So what I want to share with you is, first off, thank everyone for being part of this community. Thank everyone for being part of the beta. But what we're launching in March is truly the greatest thing, and that I can, in my 20 plus years in the health industry, can say it's the greatest tool to truly be able to help us all end the dieting madness. Products, program, movement, community. Something that is going to be very special, and it's going to fit every one of your needs to take your body and health to the next level.
Perfect. Okay, guys, if you want more information and you want to actually attend the launch, go to leadjeunesse.com. It's leadjeunesse.com. You can get all of the information. You can buy your tickets. This is at the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas, March 10th through the 13th. So you want to make sure you grab your tickets and attend. Okay, Mark, so I just heard you talk about products, and I know that is a big deal right now. A lot of people are asking, okay, what's coming? So can you share with us a little sneak peek of what we have to look forward to at Lead?
Yes, I am not at liberty to share the new names that are coming, but what I will share is there's 4 products of the phases. So we look at, always think about your Detox, Ignite, and Thrive. The shake, which there is a new shake being revealed from at launch. Now you got Zen Pro, and Zen Pro is a great product, but we are taking it to a whole nother level. New macros, 21 grams of protein, 14 carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 5 strains of probiotics, some powerful stuff, but a combination of protein, micellar casein with whey protein to keep you satisfied longer between meals. To me, it's in essence a super shake, and that is going to be launched in Vegas, and there's a new name for that, so be ready. That will work in every phase. But then we have a new cleansing product coming, Cassiah, and it's going to be focused on, to me, I love detoxing, and I'm going to do a Facebook Live right after this webcast talking about why you need a detox. It's giving your body an oil change, but this is the detox I've always wanted to launch. It's something that's going to clean you out internally, your liver, your kidneys, and your colon, but there's going to be a digestive enzyme complex that will help you metabolize food even better. But in addition, we added a water flush to it. So 50% of your fluids between your skin and your muscle, this new cleanse product, so that's part of the detox program, will flush that out. And then we already have the amazing Zen Shape for the Ignite phase and Zen Fit for the Thrive phase. Those are going to be the 4 products. But what you're going to be looking for is going to be different packs, different price points, and it's going to really be able to take your results to that next level, turbocharge it, and make it super competitive in the marketplace as well.
Perfect. I love it. So whole system is going to be laid out for you guys, beautifully branded. Like Mark said, some new stuff coming for you guys. Always just improvement on every single level. It is just incredible how this company does stuff. We were so excited. And Mark, you are amazing. Thank you so much for leading this. How fun.
It's fun. It's a whole team, Cassiah. We know that, and it's the whole community. But what I can really say, and this is why I'm excited. I was talking to Austin Larson, who's been a huge partner of us through this whole process. Yep. And we were talking before, and Cassiah, you were talking before we started this. This is something powerful. This is what I waited my entire career for. It's kind of the work of all of what we've learned in the industry to launch something better than ever been launched before. That's why I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm excited about it. Awesome. Okay, so another question coming in, Mark, of course, because people are taking all these great products and they're feeling amazing and they're following their diet plans, they're doing everything that they need to do. So they're wanting to know, where do they submit their before pictures and how does the before after photo thing work? So fill us in.
Yeah, so just everyone remember, look, you're doing this. We talk about living in the moment. You're doing this for you, and that's the biggest thing. But let's also remember a little competitiveness here. So we got 2 weeks left. Top 100 transformations. The top 100 are going to be the first initial marketers for Zen Project 8. So you submit by February 29th, no later than March 7th. The top 100 that's chosen from results, from story, different demographics are going to be the featured transformations. The top male, female, and family are going to be featured on CNN, Headline News, our show on the Daily Share called Transformation Tuesday. So national TV. So this is more than just, you do for yourself, but there's a little carrot at the end of it. Now, the after picture doesn't exist yet. This week, we're going to conquer your stress. Next week, we got a special, because I will share this, something special to help you get ready for those after pics. But go to zenproject8.com, because I showed those 8 steps. Upload your before picture and be ready, because on February 29th, you're going to start uploading your after pictures, and everything must be submitted by March 7th along with your story.
All right, guys, I can feel the competitive juices flowing. This is exciting. So speaking of competitive people, there are people in the group, Mark, which leads us to our next question, who are asking very specific question, which is, do I need the exact amount of protein, fats, and carbs in every single meal? And they specifically, one of the questions says, it's getting hard to eat so many egg whites.
Yeah, let me tell you, nothing's worse than when you feel you have to get 30 grams of protein and you put a bunch of egg whites in there, and it's like, it fills up. So this is the deal. When I eat egg whites, I do 6 egg whites. Each egg white's only 3.5 grams of protein. So that's not typically enough, but 6 egg whites for me, it's like I might be hungry 2.5 hours later. So just remember, if the protein you're having seems like it's fluffy and volumized, just do a half meal or 3/4 meal. Just make sure you adjust your carbs and your fat to match the amount of protein, because you don't have to eat the exact amount every single meal. You can do these mini meals that will you just realize that you'll be hungrier probably before 3 hours. Just eat again.
Perfect. Okay, good. So the next question is for all of our carb lovers out there. If I really want bread, what are some options for bread?
I posted this in the group today, over last week. I love bread. So just please, everyone know, like, if I could eat bread every single day, nonstop, I would be doing it. So I am gluten-free about 90% of the time. Renita reminded me, Renita Brennan, great health professional. She reminded me of a great gluten-free bread. She'll post that in the group. But I love a bread called Ezekiel bread. It's live sprouted bread. You can get it in the freezer section or the refrigerator section. I freeze it. We keep it frozen, and then I toast it. It's really clean, no preservatives. And if you're going to have bread and you're in the thrive phase, or you even in the ignite phase, you say, hey, I need a bread fix, that's what I'd recommend. Perfect.
Okay, guys. So Ezekiel bread, that's in the group too. You guys can check it out. The next question, my water is boring. How can I spice it up a bit? That's a good question. So what about water?
A lot of times you see these sugar flavors, like sugar-free, but they're full of sucralose and sugar sweeteners. So I would avoid that. I mean, the simplest thing to make your water have a little pizzazz is add some lemon or fresh lime to it. Yep. I mean, you can simply get a bunch when you go to the grocery store, add that to your shopping list, add that to your water. You can put a little bit, you can try some stevia in it. You can go to like all natural store and find some stevia-based sweeteners. So if the lemon and lime aren't working, you can do that. But ideally, just keep it as clean as possible, and lemon and lime usually freshens it up.
For sure. You know what I do too? I've told you this too before, Mark. I always use Essentia because I love alkaline water, but Sometimes I'll steep like two like green tea bags, and then I'll mix it in my water, put a little bit of stevia in there, and that way I don't feel like I'm drinking water. I feel like I'm drinking like an iced tea throughout the day. And tea flavors are really good too. Mango, peach, blackberry, get the flavors that you like and just add a little bit of stevia. And as long as it's not, overloaded with caffeine, that seems to be really good for me.
I love that, Cassiah, because I just drink water plain, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. So that's why we have a community to ask people if they're not bored of their water. Ask Cassiah; she's got the solutions.
Exactly, yeah. And I love to drink water. I think because I work out a lot, so I'm always sweating. So I seem to like my water intake, my fluid intake is pretty high, but I don't always like to just drink plain water. So yes, well, I'll definitely give you guys some good tips on what you can add to your water, which is great. All right, next question is: I see you posting pics of your MRFK in airports. What can you bring in them when you're traveling? That's a great question.
Yeah, it's I get that all the time. So I just want to be clear, when you travel in the United States, so if you're going in the country, you can bring any food. You can bring, as long as it's not more than 3 ounces of liquid, you can bring protein powder, you can bring nuts, you can bring fruit. I travel all the time. Protein bars. When I show like the Epic bars, TSA doesn't stop you. If they check it, sometimes I come in with a bunch of protein bags and they test it for drugs. It's obviously clean. So they can do that, but you can bring everything. If you're traveling internationally, once you land, you can't bring fresh fruit and you can't bring the nuts, but in the country, you can bring anything. Now, when you look at water, I always have my Clean Canteen water bottles or my Camelbacks. And then those are empty when I go through TSA, but then I simply go to the water filling station. Most of the airports have water filters. I fill them up and now I can stay hydrated on my flight. So just know when you travel, you can bring everything. Someone posted in the group, Ron Dyke, who I love his post, by the way, Ron. He was saying that he hasn't traveled since 1998. He didn't know what he could bring. He's coming to Vegas. So Ron, you can bring all your food.
Very cool. Yeah, that is so true. I know one time I had like some unsweetened Greek yogurt in my bag and they took it. I was like, what? It's just, I thought it was a solid, but apparently it counts as being liquid. So you can really take a bunch of stuff through there as long as it's not illegal. And as long as, like Mark said, it's not too much liquid. I've taken chicken salads that I've prepared. So sometimes when I do travel and know I'm going to land somewhere, I will actually pack what I want to eat. I'll take apple slices or whatever I need and you're totally good to go. So if worst case scenario is they'll just take it off of you and throw it away, and that's no fun, but just don't do liquids. You should be good. Perfect. I love that. Okay, so next question is, if I'm bloated from travel, is that fat weight or water weight, and how quickly does it go away? Good question.
It goes perfect with what we're talking about now too, whether it's water weight, whether it's stress weight, whatever it is from that perspective. When we think about from a water weight side, if you're stressed, when you're stressed, you're going to be carrying some of the additional bloat. And then that's what we're talking about tonight. But when you travel, just being in an airplane, you're going to carry some fluid. That's why you need to drink a lot of water. That's why you need to stay hydrated. Know that it's not fat weight, it's just bloat weight. You can sauna that, you can steam that, you just keep eating clean. Within 1-2 days, that weight's gone.
Perfect. Okay, good to know, because I know when I travel, sometimes I get what I call fat face, which is really just from sodium.
It's water face. Let's change that right now. It's bloated face. Water face, no more fat face.
I love that. Okay, so it's bloated face, which can go away, which is good. Very positive. Okay, so tonight, Mark, we are talking about slaying your X factor and minimizing stress. So I know for me, and I don't even have kids, but between a spouse, relationships, demands of life, family, work, most people are really stressed out. So, what exactly is stress and how does it affect our bodies?
Yeah, so I mean, stress, because it's such a great question. And listen, I want everyone to know, look, we're not giving like these amazing, unbelievable tips. There is no secret to stress. But just like eating the food you love, getting the right exercise, just like we did last week with your sleep, it's realistic strategies that allow you to become better 1% at a time. So basically, stress is your body's defense mechanism. Think about a time you're stuck in traffic, or you're mad at your kids, or you're fighting with your spouse, whatever it is, it's that burst of adrenaline that hits us. And you release two main hormones when you stress: cortisol, which is your body's stress hormone, and adrenaline. So you go up, and then your body relaxes and you come back down. So there's two types of stresses. There's acute stress and chronic stress. So imagine the last time that you felt a moment of stress, anxiety at some time. You got in a fight and you had that rush of adrenaline, And then about 5-10 minutes later, when you calm down, you're a little tired from it. These are these mini moments that hit you throughout the day. Now, the problem with weight loss and the problem with your metabolism, because we call stress your X factor, because you could be doing everything else right, but if your stress is out of control, you go chronic. If you have too many moments of those acute moments where you go up and down, up and down, up and down, your cortisol, which is your body's stress hormone, stays in your blood. Now, that negatively affects your blood sugar. That makes you hold fluid. That affects how you digest food. And what ends up happening is your body can't mobilize fat like it used to. So when you have too many of those acute moments, you become chronic and your results will suffer. So it's understanding stress is a natural part of life, but what we have to solve today is to make sure you only have those acute stuff and you never go chronic.
Okay, so now after hearing that, I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have chronic stress? I don't know. I think everybody has those ups and downs all the time, right? So
yes,
you know, I'm guessing that since we're on the call tonight, you have prepared for us 4 easy shifts that we can make to help minimize our stress. So
100%. So, and I think, Cassiah, we all feel like we're in chronic at times. So just look here. So these are the 4 things we're going to talk about, and then I'll show this again after. So basically, we're going to rate your stress. We're going to talk about how to become aware, focus on progress over perfection, and then controlling. So let's first start with actually when we think about rating your stress. So I want everyone right now to just take a step back and rate yourself. 1 being low stress, 10 being the highest. What do you rate yourself each day? Because a lot of times we're not present to our stress. So let's have you become present. And then by the time this webcast is over, you can see if how you're rating yourself is correct. So if you feel like you have no stress, you're a 1. If you feel like you have these mini moments, whether it's work related, family related, of acute stress, then maybe you're a 4 or 5. If you feel like you are on the fritz all day long, then you're a 9 or 10. Now, one caveat here, Cassiah, is this. Look, death in the family, severe financial problems, loss of job, all of these, those are big life stressors. What we're focusing on today are the daily stressors that you can control to prevent you from going chronic. So when you rate yourself, don't think about the big moments, think about the little moments that happen to you every day. So number 1, rate yourself.
Interesting. Okay, so I love that this isn't like overall rating ourselves, right? Like, okay, do we live in a stressed out mode? This is every single day, just figuring out where you're at. Okay, so day by day, perfect. I think that's fair enough. We can all do that. So what's tip number 2?
So tip number 2 is become aware. I have a great story. I had a client, and she came to me and she was not getting results. This is why I call stress your X factor. I said, I just don't think you're really present with your stress. And you never, first off, never tell a lady that. Like I would never tell, I learned from that. I'll never tell my wife that ever.
Yep.
Can't say that. And she said, what are you talking about? I'm not stressed. And I said, okay, you just had a moment of acute stress there. But what I said is, okay, so why don't you do this? Start a stress journal. And I want you to write down every single time throughout the day that you have a mini moment. Being late for work, being stuck in traffic, having an aggravating phone call. These are all mini moments. Yeah. Someone cutting you off. She came back a week later and she had 115 mini moments each day.
Wow.
So she was already in a chronic state. Yeah. So the first thing is, a lot of times we're not even aware we're having these mini moments. So start a stress journal. The next step from that is then create a solution for it. So look, I get there's certain things you can't control, but we can control how we react to being stuck in traffic. Mm-hmm. I hate being late for things. I hate being stressed for an airplane. So that's why to miss my flight, I missed 1 flight in my life. So I go 3 hours ahead of time. Everyone makes fun of me, but I'm never stressed because I get to the airport, I'm relaxed, I'm able to do that. So you need to, once you become aware of what your stressors are, create realistic solutions that prevent that from happening. When Hunter had a soccer tournament this weekend, I prepared my MRFK and his MRFK and all our soccer stuff the night before. So if I woke up late, I wasn't stressed to leave on time. These are the things that you can manage and really become aware of it and create realistic solutions.
Genius. That is so true. Always preparing as much as you can in advance, leaving early to give yourself plenty of time to get places. And I so appreciate what you said about that woman. Obviously, no one wants to be called out and be like, hello, you're stressed out. But the fact of the matter is, when we write things down and when we become more consciously aware of what's actually happening in our lives. I know for most people, that might be, the going to the breach for another cigarette. That might be stopping at the drive-thru and getting a burger to calm that down, because those stressors, like, we don't even realize that what we do when we have those stress, like how do we fix it essentially? So being more conscious of it so that we can help make that shift.
Yeah, and this does, once I said it, these aren't massive secrets for people, but they're huge pieces to you actually taking back your health and owning it to win.
So that leads us to
Number three,
which is perfect. So tell us what it is.
So it's a theme of our whole community. So number one, you rate yourself. Number two, become aware and create realistic solutions. And number three, focus on progress over perfection. Look, I'm speaking from my own. If you read either of my best-selling books, I talk about stress a lot because I had my own challenges. I had anxiety. I would stress over things, and I was a perfectionist. And just talking about perfection makes me stress out because it means you cannot make a mistake, where life is about mistakes. It means that everything has to go as planned, which triggers stress. So progress. So it's okay if you have that stressful moment, but just adapting a mindset of saying, it's okay if I'm not great. I was tired today. I was planning to do 60 minutes on my bike for cardio. I only could do 45 minutes. The old me would have made that a stressor because I wasn't perfect. I didn't achieve my goal. But 45 minutes compared to 0 minutes, Cassiah, is fantastic. So I progressed. So your third thing is the mindset. Progress over perfection. Put that where you can see it every day. And every time you feel like you're not good enough or you're not achieving what you need to achieve, remind yourself, progress over perfection.
Perfect. And that leads us right into number 4.
Yeah, control, let it go. There's to me, control is this illusional thing that we all think we manage, and the reality is we don't. Like Hunter, my son, does not like to tie his shoes, and he probably will never tie his shoes as fast as I want him to. But I have to realize I have to let these things go. These are the factors. If you live on an island by yourself, then you minimize the stressors of life. The more chaos you bring into your life, the more stressors are thrown at you. How you react to these things matter. And it's really that simple. So just to do a quick recap here, and once again, these are realistic strategies you can take on. Here they are. Rate your stress 1 through 10. Become aware of your stress by starting a stress journal and then creating solutions. Shift your mindset, progress over perfection. And then realize that, listen, you don't control these outside influences. You can't control there's an accident. So a lot of times you just have to let particular things go. And this is going to allow you to minimize chronic stress, minimize the acute stressors, not solve stress, but prevent you from having a nonstop level of cortisol in your blood, which will derail your results.
So completely true. I love that. It reminds me of Deepak Chopra. He has a talk, and he talks about don't be rigid like the oak that will break and fall over, but be flexible like the reeds that go back and forth in the wind. And I love that because in life, we just have to learn to be flexible. Like we cannot control everything. Some things he's going to pick and choose your battles. So stress, by all means, yes, we've got plenty of it, but I think we can get better at how we choose to react to things and what we choose to really give ourselves a hard time about. So I love this. Let's all kick some stress in the butt by rating our stress where we're at right now and then figuring out how we can get from where we are to living in a more fluid existence, which is better for everybody. Don't you think so?
100%. So that's your goal this week, to kick stress in the butt, like Cassiah said.
Perfect. And de-stress by taking a jog, doing something active too, by the way. That helps me too. When I'm pissed off, I'm like, I got to take a lap. I just need to get it out, Sometimes we all just got to just relax a little bit. So that leads us into the final part of the show. And I know this is truly your favorite part, where we get to honor the people who are a part of our Zen Project 8, our all-stars, people who give so much value to our community. We just love celebrating you guys. We love taking this journey with all of you. To each and every one of you who are watching, all of you who are part of our group and our community, you guys all matter so much. Thank you for being a part of our beta group. So Mark, we've got 5 all-stars this week. I'm going to turn it over to you. Introduce us to our first all-star.
Yeah, the first one I love. I mean, it goes off of one of our all-stars from last week. So Becky Hurley recommended this pumpkin muffin recipe that's PFC eating every 3. But our food prep all-star is AJ Ryan, who's got the chicken on the skillet. It's got the pumpkin muffins, is traveling, and is setting up to win. And that's what I love. I just love, AJ, massive shout out to you. I love that you took a recipe from in the group, and now you're eating PFC every 3 and winning with your MRFK.
That looks amazing. By the way, I saw when Becky Hurley posted that in the group, and I was like, thank you, Becky, because that looks so good. I want to make that myself, actually. I have never done that. I've never made protein pancakes. I've never made, you know, the protein cupcakes or whatever they have there, but they look so good to me. So kudos to you guys for taking something that's just yummy and delicious and making a good version of it. So rock on. I love that. All right, Mark, who's number 2?
So this is one of my favorite before like transformation pictures. So we have our all-star transformation by Tom Spare. Look at his belt.
Wow.
So I love that he did it. And this is the power of it, is that it's beyond when you look at the scale. He looked at the notches on his belt. He in what was it? It was, I think, 1.5 to 2.16. 3 notches on his belt. I love that picture, Tom. Well done, my friend.
That is awesome. Wow, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Rock on, my friend. That is incredible. Sometimes it's not even like you guys say, too, about weighing yourself all the time and really looking at the weight, but how do your clothes fit? Is your belt looser? Can you wear that shirt that didn't fit a couple months ago? That is incredible. What a cool picture there. Good for you.
And then our next one, Cassiah, is our all-star meal pick. And honestly, this might be one of our best meal picks ever because I feel like I'm at a five-star restaurant. Yes. Look at that. You got the beef, you got the detox water, and this is from Lauren Nealon of our all-star meal pick. Lauren, you are making us all hungry with posting pictures like this.
Oh my gosh. Steak bites, herb potato fries, topped off with apple cinnamon detox water, which she says tastes like apple pie. That is fantastic. Just beautiful. By the way, I was telling Mark earlier, I love to drink my protein shakes out of a wine glass. I don't know. It just it feels so much more like delicious to me. I love the heart potatoes too. I just noticed that, Mark. Did you notice that she had her potatoes were shaped like a heart? That is so great. Good for you, Lauren. Beautiful.
Lauren, now that's some quality photography right there.
Big time. I love that, guys. Keep posting your fantastic pictures of your beautiful meals and share with the rest of us. So, all right, Mark, the next one is All-Star Motivation. So what do you got for us?
So we got Tracy Taylor in the house, Cassiah, and I love this. I love that she did PFC every 1%. And this is the key. She found things that motivated her. She did all these little quotes, and it keeps her on plan. So well done, Tracy Taylor. That we all should be doing that.
Wow, we need to replicate this. This is amazing. Go, Tracy. I love it. I see she's got PFC every 3, just like a baby, a 30-minute yoga class. She drank her water. Love what you eat so you don't regret. This is amazing. Rock on. Thank you for sharing this with our community. We seriously should replicate that, though. That is fantastic. I love positive reminders. I love vision boards. I love to write things out, leave myself Post-it notes of things. This is super valuable. Very, very well done.
Yeah, that's why I love the group. And then our final one, and this is another reminder, Cassiah, of just beyond the scale, is Lauren. If we pull her up here, Mary Dillon Nelson. Mary Dial. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Dial Nelson. And Mary talked about over the past 8 months her transformation. But it's beyond just the external, as you can see the before and afters. It's more of how her arthritis doesn't act up, how she doesn't have the same amount of inflammation. And that's the true thing. Her quality of life has been taken to the next level. So well done, Mary. You're inspiring us all.
Wow, she looks amazing. I am definitely inspired by her. Look at her arms and her body. She looks tremendous. And look how happy she looks. She looks happy before, though, too, which I think is great, too. So her transformation is amazing, but she looks like an overall very happy person. So kudos to you for really sticking with it. She says about a year ago, which is fantastic because it really is such a lifestyle. And I think the more results you have, the more you get excited about the results and you want more of it. So I love her posting and staying engaged. Fantastic.
So big shout out once again, All-Star Food Prep, AJ Ryan, Transformation Pick, Tom Spare, Meal Pick, Lauren Nealon, Motivation, Tracy Taylor, and Transformation Story, Mary Dial, I probably brutalized her name, Nelson. No. Well done, and just massive hugs to everyone in the community. Thanks for inspiring each of us.
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Okay, guys, that brings us to a close of our show, but we just want to invite you guys to make sure you show up here next week and finish this strong. Be prepping for your before and after pictures, your measurements and everything. And next week, we have a super special guest who's going to be joining us. So Mark, why don't you tell us the title of next week's show and who we're bringing on to feature?
Yeah, so next week is your last week, and it's about, we're going to share the most cutting edge secrets that will let you win your final week, finishing strong, like Cassiah said, and set you up to win for that before and after and maximize your results. And we're bringing on a special guest, one of my dearest friends, the Renita Road Brennan, who was featured on my show on HLN and CNN. She's got her own health show in North Dakota, in Bismarck, North Dakota. But Renita helped her community drop over 50,000 pounds. She's a part of our family. She's a leader in our community. She's one of the top health experts that I've ever known in this world. And Renita is going to be on sharing her secret tips with each of you, as well as I will be on, and Cassiah, to make you rock week 8 so that you go into that after picture like the champion that you are. So I know Renita's fired up.
She is, and I just adore her. As a matter of fact, I just saw her in Dallas last weekend. She was here and she spoke on the products. Just a remarkably dynamic woman. You guys are going to learn so much from her. I'm so excited that she's part of this movement. Very excited to feature her, Mark. Also very excited for next week's show, guys. Right here, next Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, hangouts.zenproject8.com. Remember, if you liked this show, the replay is available immediately following. Get in that group. Share with us what's happening in your life, what's happening on your journey through Zen Project 8. Mark, any parting thoughts before we close this week out?
Yeah, real quick, guys. Manage your stress this week. Really look at those 4 shifts that Cassiah and I just shared with you. Look at what you can do. But most important, you have 2 weeks left before you have your 8-week run completed. Make the most of this. Live in the moment and remember what you felt like when you started. Keep the motivation going. Keep the inspiration going. Get more engaged in the group so you can really look at this before and the after and say, hey, I drew my line in the sand. And I made my run, and I became the best that I can be with my body. This is your moment. Seize it.
Oh, I love it. It is your moment. Seize it. Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Mark, as always, thank you for being our brand ambassador. Thank you so much for these incredible tips. We are going to conquer our stress this week. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right here on the next show next Monday night at 9 p.m. See you.
Bye.
Bye.